Well, Paul Farbrace, many congratulations. Sussex promoted to Division 1 of the County Championship, back in the top flight after 9 years. What are your thoughts?
Mixed, really. I'm delighted obviously for the players, because I know how hard they've worked, and for the coaches how much effort and commitment and time they put into it. I'm delighted for members, supporters, everyone at the club, really, because it's something that I know it means a lot to a lot of people. And I'm fortunate enough to be involved at a time when we played some good cricket. We made some good progress last year, and then this year to play as well as the team have done so. I'm absolutely thrilled for them. So, look, in all honesty, my initial thought is a little bit of relief, to be fair. I've not slept well the last few days. Obviously, disappointing performance at Edgbaston on Saturday in the T20 finals day, and I was a bit worried that might have a little bit of a hangover, sort of a knock-on effect into this week. But to have played as well as the lads have done in this game, it is fantastic, and I'm absolutely delighted for them.
Talk about, obviously there are plenty of players in both squads, but talk about the work that needed to be done between Saturday and Tuesday, would have been when it was the start of this match, in terms of getting the players shaking off those blues from Saturday, and then coming out and bowling as well as they did to skittle Gloucestershire out very cheaply. That is the perfect way of shaking off that.
Yeah, absolutely it was, and we knew that this week was a big week for us in terms of the fact that Yorkshire and Middlesex have played such good cricket. They're winning their games consistently as well. So we knew we had to be at our best, and obviously Gloucestershire are a good side, and they're a good side here at home. They've got some very good players. Zafar Gohar is probably one of the best spinners in county cricket. He got 6 for first innings. So I think we realised that we had to bowl and catch well on that first morning, and I think taking early wickets, it just settled everyone down, and obviously to bowl them out for just over 100 was fantastic. But I've never doubted the resilience in the team. The resilience in the team has got us over a lot of close games. We've had a lot of close games over the last 2 years where, at tea time on the 4th day, I'm saying to them, this game is ours to win. And, we've won really close, tight games. So, I know the resilience is there. I know how much the players wanted to win and how much they wanted to get over the line. And sometimes the closer you get to that finishing line, the harder it is to get over it. But to bowl Gloucester out for, just over 100 first innings has really set the game up nicely for us.
And it was still in the balance, obviously, going into day 2, but you broke the back of it in the sense with that partnership between Jack Carson and John Simpson, which really set things up for you. And then, of course, Carson picks up 2 late wickets, including in that big partnership towards the end of the day. You did a hell of a lot of work on this morning, but that was what gave you the platform to perform today.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's happened a lot over the course of the summer and last summer as well. The runs that have come not only from our top order but from our middle and lower order, and the amount of times it's been a Carson, or Simpson or a Lamb, down the order that have scored runs to give us a chance of Hudson Prentice. That they've all made contributions from sort of 6 to 9 that have given us a chance to either get 450 or 380 when perhaps we look like only getting 300. So we've got a lot of depth in our side. We're very consistent in our selection. We always play 4 seamers, 2 spinners, but it's fantastic that all of our batters, Sean Hunt 60 odd in a couple of games ago, Henry Crocombe 50 odd in the last home game. All of our players have worked incredibly hard on their overall game. So when you've got runs to come all the way down your order, that also makes it slightly easier if you do lose a couple of early wickets, which inevitably that can happen. But I think our consistent cricket we've played over the course of the season, the players thoroughly deserve what they've achieved today, basically.
And obviously Ollie Robinson and Jada Vanadkat took charge of things on the first day, and Jack Carson followed that up on day 2. But just a word on a couple of the local lads bowling in this match. First of all, Henry Crocombe. To perform like that right at the end with a few Yorkers that international batsmen all over the world would have struggled with.
Yeah, look, Henry is someone who's bided his time this year. He's worked incredibly hard with James Kirtley over the course of the winter, and he's had to bide his time. He's waited to these last 3 games to get back into the championship team, but my goodness, he's made a huge contribution, and it was very telling and very appropriate that it was 2 local boys boys bowling the last couple of overs. You know, Bertie Foreman on his debut, and obviously Croaks finishing them off with 4 for 22. You know, that's what it's about, and I think that's the bit that, you know, from a local club point of view, we've always talked about wanting to have a spine of homegrown players, and when your homegrown players make contributions like that to a winning cause, then that only provides, I think, you know, reasons for why we're doing it, but it also provides, you know, a route for other young players to know that if they do well enough, they'll get in the side and they'll be given opportunity. But it was lovely for Henry to, you know, finish the game off for the team and for the club, and to get the team promoted. Brilliant for him.
And you saw me coming with my second player there, with Bertie Foreman on his first class debut in a match that means so much for the county, and it backs up the faith you have in his talent. He's a talented player, bowling, batting and fielding, you know, and he's a very popular member of the group.
He was picked for his character. You know, forget his skill as a spinner, who's also a fantastic fielder and is more than capable of scoring runs for us. The character was why we picked him, because, you know, we needed people with real character coming into this big game, and it was an easy decision. It was the same with Ollie Carter coming in and replacing Dan Hughes. You know, Dan Hughes unfortunately had to go back the day before the game, and you know, that can happen with overseas players, but we had no doubt that putting Carter in and putting Bertie Foreman in, they're two people who scrap and fight for everything. And Bertie has worked incredibly hard. You know, he's a bit unfortunate that he's behind Jack Carson, who's got nearly 50 wickets for us this year. But you know, that they complemented one another well in this game, and Bertie's made a fantastic contribution. But we didn't doubt that, because he's got that character and personality that says, I want to play in the big games, and that's why we picked him.
A couple of final questions, if I may, on your sort of specialism of the coaching viewpoint. To win a league requires consistency. Every coach in every team sport is striving for consistency over a season. How do you achieve it?
Well, we've got a lot of very good people working in the right places, whether that's players in the team. We're very consistent with our selection. We don't mess around with selection. You know, I said to our members 2 years ago when I took the job, we'll be the easiest team in county cricket to judge and to guess who we're going to pick. We pick 4 seamers, 2 spinners every game. We don't change the order. We stuck with people. You know, Tom Clark's a great example. We stuck with Tom, you know, when perhaps he wasn't scoring too many runs. He got 100 in the last game. And you know, we're very consistent on that basis. I've got a group of people that I work with on a daily basis in Grant Flower, James Kirtley, Ash Wright, John Morelli, Matt Spence. We've got Luke Dunning, our analyst. We've got a lot of very good people who do a brilliant job. You know, my job is just to make sure that everyone's on the bus and in the right place at the right time. They're the ones who do all the hard work, and you know, they thoroughly deserve everything that's come their way. James Kirtley, you know, has been associated with Sussex for many years, and to hear him talking after the game quite emotionally to the players and what it meant, and that's what it's for. That's what sport does for people, you know. And as I say, my job is just to make sure we've got everyone in the right place at the right time, and we've got that at the moment. But we've got a lot of work to do. You know, we're not just we're going to enjoy today, and we'll probably enjoy tomorrow, but we're not going to sit back and say, well, we're in the first division, you know, everything's great. We've got a lot of work to do. You know, we want to kick on in T20 cricket, we want to kick on in Championship, and you know, in time we want to be challenging to win the county championship. And you know, I see no reason why we shouldn't. It's easy to talk about, you know, the bigger clubs and the bigger budgets. It comes down to, again, you have the right players playing good cricket, and we're very fortunate. You know, Jaydev Unadkat, you know, Nathan McAndrew did a brilliant job in the middle, Jaden Sills at the start of the season, Cheteswal Pujara 500 runs at the start of the season, Dan Hughes at the back end. You know, we've got some outstanding overseas players. Ollie Robinson not being picked for England has been an absolute bonus for us. John Simpson, you know, arguably probably the best move across the winter in terms of county cricket coming to us. You know, he's got over 1,000 runs, kept brilliantly and captained us fantastically well. So, you know, Danny Lamb came from Lancashire and has done a brilliant job. You know, we've got a lot of people around our team who, you know, are doing their jobs and doing them properly. You know, and as I say, my job is quite straightforward and easy, just to make sure you keep getting the right people in the right places. And as I say, the coaches work so hard. Grant Flower and Ash Wright throw so many balls. You know, they're in early every morning. They're throwing balls from early on in the morning. James Kirtley lives and breathes every ball. You know, which is fantastic. So, you know, there's a lot of people who make a contribution, but today it's about the players, and the players getting all the plaudits because they're the ones who've scored the runs and taken the wickets.
And finally, you've seen a lot in the game at international and at county level. When the umpire's finger went up with that last Crocombe delivery, what did it mean to you? How did it grab you?
Fantastic. I mean, you know, I love winning. You know, I've said I make no bones about it. I joined Sussex to be part of something that's about winning, you know, and you know, all the hard work. As I said earlier, it was relief, really. I mean, there was a mixture of, yeah, of course there was a squeal of excitement, but there's also, you know, huge relief, because you want people to enjoy the success that comes with being promoted, and it means that we play good cricket over the course of a season. We've played really good cricket. That's why we've been promoted. And it means everything. Every win, your last win is always your most enjoyable win. And you know, and today is a fantastic occasion for the players and for all of us involved. But yeah, I was delighted. But I have to say, I'll sleep a lot better tonight because the relief of getting over the line and knowing we're promoted.